Hello everyone, George Packard with Family Lawn and Landscape. Today's question is, what's the best fuel to help your equipment run longer and better? Answer's pretty simple and pretty brief. So, highest octane fuel you can get your hands on. So, by that, I mean, if you're running 87, like your cheapest, or you could be running 89 or 90, I always try to get the highest octane possible, okay? And the reason I do that, highest octane helps your equipment run longer, okay? And here's why it does. You'll get, number one, it runs longer because out of per tank, it'll run longer. It's higher octane, it'll fire more so. You'll get more strokes out of that 1 gallon than if you had 87, let's say, percent octane in there, all right? The other neat thing about it is your equipment runs cooler. If you talk to a small engine mechanic, he'll tell you this. Your equipment runs a lot cooler. Show me the difference. I was running 87, the cheapest gas I could get in one of mine, and he said, now look at this. Now feel how hot this is getting. You don't put your hand right on that exhaust, but you could feel how hot it was when he would crank on the throttle. And he said, okay, now we're going to empty that out, and then he's going to put some of this 90 in. I think it was 90 that he had, 90% octane. And he puts that in, he lets it run for about 30 seconds. He says, now put your hand up here and feel this. And he was right. It was cooler. It wasn't as hot. And he said, now put your hand up here. And he had me feel up by the shroud that covers your muffler area. He says, feel up here. Feel how much cooler this is than the last one. So he was absolutely right on that. So if your machines run cooler, they're going to last longer. Obviously, the hotter they get, the more you wear on them. And the cooler you can keep that machine, the better off it is for you. So the other part of that, as far as fuel goes, is no ethanol. Ethanol is used from corn products. They wreak havoc on the majority of your carburetors and such today. All your fuel systems, they gunk up your lines, especially in the carburetors. If you've ever seen, I've seen new stick equipment that we've had get pulled apart, and the guys would show us in there and say, look, we can't warranty this. I mean, it's a fuel you're running. Look at this. Here's one that's running no ethanol in it, and here's one that's running ethanol, and the one with ethanol was all gunked up and corroded all over, and you could see that. So all the jets and the ports get plugged with that crap and turns it into shit. They have to come in there, they got to try and clean all that shit out of there, take an air gun to it, blow out all those holes and stuff that you need for proper airflow and gas flow and all that kind of stuff. So first thing, higher octane. Second thing is no ethanol. I know it costs you more at the pump for this stuff, but I'm telling you guys, breakdowns in the field are costly. They're very costly, especially if that's the only trimmer that was on that truck running, and they got to run all the way back to the shop to get another one. That's a costly expense. That's an expense you don't need to have. So the third thing I'm going to tell you about this, and this is something that took me a while to learn, but boy, I'm telling you guys, if you stick with a certain type of trimmer, like I like the steel trimmers, they're probably my favorite, and I like those trimmers, and I will keep an extra carburetor in every truck. I will have an extra carb, at least one if not two in every truck. And I've got them in the shop also. I keep extra carbs. The carbs, when you find them online, I just ordered one the other day. It was like 13 bucks. 13 bucks delivered to my door. So I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me, because if you take it into the shop, they charge you their typical rate of $80 an hour or whatever to work on that stuff. And they'll give you, and even at a half an hour, it's $40 for labor on that part, and they're going to charge you $30 for that carburetor. Okay? You can pick it up online for 13 bucks. You can afford to keep that on the shelf. And I'm telling you guys, I do one of two things. If I've got it off in the shop, here's what I do. I peel the carb off those things. I fire up the air compressor. I shoot the shit out of them, every hole, every crevice, because I watched them do that in the body shop. And then I slap that thing back on there and see if it runs. If it takes off and it's running good, that's fine. I got rid of shit, whatever it was that was screwing it up. On the other hand, if it still doesn't run good, I pop that baby back off there. It takes me a total of, what does it take me? Less than 2 minutes to pull it off? Not even, probably 60 seconds to pull it off. And then it takes me another minute or two to put the new one back on and get everything right on it. And it's simple. It's plug and play. You don't have to adjust shit 9 out of 10 times, You can slap that carb on, and you might have to tweak it the least bit here and there, but they come with the screws, adjusting screws. Easy to do. I'll do a video on that also to show you how to adjust those things. But it's a piece of cake. Have those carbs on hand. It saves you a lot of money down the line. And for 13 bucks, guys, you can't take it in the shop because the thing doesn't run. You know, switch out the carb on it. Boom, she runs like new and away you go. Anyway, hopefully those tips help you guys out. This has been George Packard with Family Lawn and Landscape. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your comments down below. I try to answer as many of you as possible. Thanks for watching.